back and we'll do this here. I've been doing workshops called Mom and Dad's Sex Diary, and it's just sex-positive parenting, how raising kids changes your sex life and foretells theirs. And that has been so interesting. I mean, it's not like I'm Dr. Spock, you know, the last word in child-rearing advice by any means, but it's so unusual to gather a group of people who are on the same page as far as understanding that it is natural, that sexuality is in a family, that people are sexual from cradle to grave, that, you know, a place where you don't have to worry someone's going to jump out of a box and say, "What? Your child masturbated?" You know, like, you know, you don't have to have those kind of discussions. Yeah, it's been great to have some honest talk about that. I've been asking, just as a way to get conversations started, I would ask, what's something your parents did that the people who raised you, whoever they were, that you respect? It was good. You're going to keep it going. If you get a chance to raise young people, you are definitely going to do that or be that. And then tell me something that's ending right here. Like, someone's got to stop it. I talked a little bit about that in my book. And can I tell you a couple stories people mentioned to me? One that I really enjoyed, a woman in Portland told me, I really liked my dad because he had this philosophy called, "That's funny once." And no matter, you know, shoplifting, dead drunk, crash the car, pregnant, whatever it was, that's funny once. And just really being cool and there for us and just helping us get through the consequences. And, you know, that was great. Of course, there were lots of things people said about, I still haven't heard the end of it. I want to write down everything that people told me, because we talked for 2 hours and you could have heard a pin drop. Everyone was so interested in the answers. Many people talked about, I mean, I could say so many subjects, but one that's coming to mind right now, about a parent who had said, "You can tell me anything. I am there, you know, whatever happens, feel free to confide to me. I can handle it. I'm the parent. I love you, unconditional." And then, you know, they're 14, 15, 16. "Mom, Dad, you know, I did X. You know, I kissed, I fucked, I did this thing." And the parent went batshit, you know, just completely crazed. I noticed in East St. Louis, I did this with a group of people who refer to themselves as the kinky group in St. Louis, the poly-kinky St. Louis crowd, and for them, the gateway drug was race mixing. It was like the first time I kissed or went out with someone who was the other color, Mom and Dad went bizarre, and then after that I realized I was gay. Or, you know, I was this, I was that. I was like, well, you know, this is the beginning. Several women talked about, well, my mother really wanted me to be self-reliant. She said, "Don't expect a man to do this for you. You're going to learn how to fix your own, you know, broken toys and change a tire, and you know, you're going to know how to do it yourself, goddammit." And then I came home and I said, "Mom, I'm a lesbian," and I didn't wait for a man to do it. And what did the mother say? I wonder if you can predict. This is such a common cry of the parent. I'm sure I'm guilty of it too. The parent says, "How could you do this to me?" Because of course that's why we always do the sex things we do, you know, to do it to our parents. All right, I promise now, really, I am going to give you a chance. Just raise your hand. I can see everyone. You turned down the spot, so I'd be able to put my hands on you. Yeah?
I was always curious about your daughter. So did she feel growing up that it was like too much oversharing, or how did she, and did she typically have more of a, you know, monogamous lifestyle? Where is she at?
Well, she's so big now. She's going to be 21 in a few days. And she just graduated from college, so her mind is racing about what next for me. I need to make money. I need to have my own place. I need this, I need that. She's been living in San Francisco with her godmother for the last couple of years. And I could answer that question a lot of ways. I am not an oversharer. In fact, this is one of my big things. If you ask me something I like that I got from my parents, I would say privacy. I got privacy, and they had privacy. And I didn't know about their sex life, and they didn't know about mine, and yet we comfortably talked about sex. Now, you may wonder, how does you do that? It's simple. You talk about other people. From the time Aretha was really small, she always loved those Dear Abby columns, you know? And after a while, you just segue to Dan Savage, you know, and you read about other people's problems, and then you say, what do you think? You know, and then you give your answer, that answer. And this really became obvious to me. The two of us did a short-lived advice column for a site called Jezebel.com, which is a very popular news site for young women her age, really, in their late teens, 20s. And we were mobbed with letters. They have a huge readership, so we got lots of letters. And it was interesting because I was able to see what she thinks about things that I wasn't sure, and I wouldn't have put her on the spot. And I was so happy when we would get, there were lots of letters, I would say more than half, were, I don't come, my boyfriend has no idea, I am afraid, you know, like, I just want to touch my clit, or like maybe oral sex, or maybe we could just do a different position. You know, like they all wanted to do something, but they were so scared that if they revealed that they were horny and unsatisfied, everything would be a disaster. And Aretha got so mad about that, and she was so militant, and she just had like a million things to, you know, pieces of advice, and I was like, oh, you know, I was so happy to hear her say that.